Most of us have a very specific picture of what life is supposed to look like when we finally stop working. We imagine waking up with no alarm clock, pouring a slow cup of coffee, and having absolutely nothing required of us for the rest of our lives. But recent data looking at the class of 2026 tells a completely different and somewhat terrifying story. The people who are finally crossing that financial finish line are experiencing a massive psychological crash. They're discovering that the dream of doing nothing is actually a recipe for losing your sense of self. Today we are going to explore a completely new framework that researchers are calling the gray zone. This is a profound shift in how we approach the later stages of our lives. If you are planning to step away from your primary career anytime soon, the traditional hard stop could be the worst decision you ever make. Let us look at why the old model is broken and how you can protect your peace of mind. Chapter 1: The Myth of the Finish Line. For the last several decades, society has sold us a very linear script for how life is supposed to go. You spend your first 20 years learning, your next 40 years earning, and your final 20 years resting. That three-stage model worked perfectly when life expectancies were lower and the economy was built on manual labor. But as we enter 2026, the landscape has completely shifted. People are living much longer and remaining physically active well into their 80s. When you take someone who has spent 4 decades solving complex problems and suddenly put them in a quiet room with zero responsibilities, their brain essentially goes into shock. This sudden halt creates a massive void that golf and gardening simply cannot fill for 20 years. The quiet fear setting in among new retirees is not about running out of money, but rather running out of purpose. This brings us to a fascinating alternative that changes everything about how we view our later years. Chapter 2: Welcome to the Gray Zone. Instead of a sudden drop off a cliff, experts are tracking a massive migration into something called the gray zone. This is a deliberate, structured space between full-time employment and complete rest. The people thriving in 2026 are completely rejecting the idea of a traditional retirement. They are actively choosing to stay engaged in the world, but strictly on their own terms. The gray zone is not about grinding out more hours because you need a paycheck to survive. It is about maintaining a gentle grip on the structure and social connection that work provides. You might go from being a corporate architect working 60 hours a week to consulting on local community projects for 10 hours a week. The goal is to strip away the stress, the endless meetings, and the office politics while keeping the mental stimulation. This transition requires a totally different mindset, because if you do not actively design your gray zone, you risk falling straight into the trap of the identity vacuum. Chapter 3: The Identity Vacuum. When you meet someone new at a dinner party, the first question they usually ask is what you do for a living. For better or worse, our careers form the bedrock of our personal identities. Think about a dedicated high school principal who retires after 30 years. On a Friday, she's a respected leader making decisions that impact hundreds of families. By Monday morning, she's just another person standing in line at the grocery store. That loss of status and community can feel profoundly isolating. In the gray zone, you protect yourself from this identity vacuum by holding on to a professional anchor. You are no longer defined by a demanding job title, but you still have a clear answer to give when someone asks how you spend your time. You keep your sense of relevance intact. Understanding how to build that new identity is crucial, and it requires us to rethink how we distribute our energy across different types of meaningful activities. Chapter 4: The Portfolio Approach to Time. The secret to thriving in this new phase is adopting a portfolio approach to your time. Just as you would diversify your financial investments to reduce risk, you need to diversify your daily pursuits. Instead of replacing a single full-time job with a single full-time hobby, you build a mosaic of small commitments. A retired accountant might spend 2 days a week mentoring young business owners, 1 day volunteering at a local animal shelter, and the rest of the week traveling or reading. This portfolio method ensures that if one activity becomes boring or too demanding, your entire sense of purpose does not collapse. You have other meaningful projects keeping you afloat. It provides a beautiful balance of structure and ultimate flexibility. You're never overwhelmed, but you're never bored. Creating this balance is not just good for your mood, because emerging research shows it actually has a dramatic impact on your physical and cognitive longevity. Chapter 5: The Longevity Multiplier. Medical professionals are discovering that cognitive decline often accelerates when people lose their daily requirement to solve problems. When you no longer have to navigate complex social dynamics, manage schedules, or learn new systems, the brain stops building new neural pathways. The gray zone acts as a protective shield for your mind. Engaging in low-stress, high-meaning work requires you to stay curious and socially connected. You are still having conversations with people outside your immediate age demographic. You are still adapting to new situations. This gentle mental friction is essentially a workout for your brain. It keeps you sharp, relevant, and physically energized. People operating in the gray zone consistently report feeling younger than their peers who chose the traditional route of complete withdrawal. But you can't simply wait until your last day of work to figure this out, which means we need to talk about how to start building your bridge today. Chapter 6: Designing Your Own Transition. The biggest mistake people make is treating their transition like a light switch rather than a dimmer switch. You have to start building your gray zone while you are still working your primary career. If you want to consult, teach, or turn a quiet passion into a small community project, you need to test those waters right now. Start dedicating 2 hours a weekend to your future portfolio. Take a younger colleague out to coffee to practice mentoring. Volunteer for a local board to see if you actually enjoy committee work. By planting these seeds early, you create a seamless runway for yourself. When the day finally comes to leave your main career behind, you're not stepping into a terrifying void. You're simply reallocating your hours to a life you have already tested and verified. This proactive approach completely shifts the emotional tone of the transition, leading us to a beautiful realization about what we are actually trying to achieve. Chapter 7: The True Definition of Freedom. We have been conditioned to believe that freedom simply means the absence of work, but true freedom is actually the ability to choose the work that brings you joy. The shocking reality of 2026 is that the happiest people are not the ones sitting idle on a beach for 20 years. They are the ones who figured out how to stay in the game on their own terms. The gray zone is a permission slip to let go of the stress without letting go of your purpose. It's about waking up every single morning knowing that people still value your wisdom, but also knowing you can take a Tuesday off just because you feel like it. As you look toward your own future, stop asking yourself how soon you can do nothing. Start asking yourself what kind of work you would gladly do if money were no longer the object. Thank you for spending some time with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.